So what's going on, everyone? Matt Van and Us here, and today I want to talk about whether or not you should stay with a partner if they cheat on you. Now, a lot of people will instinctively say, no, you absolutely shouldn't. And I get where they're coming from, and in all honesty, most of the time they're probably right. But personally, I think we need to look at this question on a case-by-case basis. Because just given how complex and intricate human emotions and relationships are, I just don't think it's wise to say definitively 100% that every couple that experiences infidelity needs to break up and that it's impossible for a relationship to survive and move past infidelity. I just think there's so many different variables that there can be enough of a gray area sometimes. So from there, the question becomes, how do you know if you should stay with a partner who's cheated on you? And the way I see it, you need to ask yourself 3 questions. And if the answer to each of these questions isn't yes, then I would say you need to end the relationship. But before we get into that, just let me clarify some things. One, I'm not a therapist, dating coach, or anything like that. And on top of that, I have never actually dealt directly with infidelity. I have never cheated on anyone, and I'm lucky enough that I've never been cheated on. So feel free to take what I say with a grain of salt. This is just something I've kind of thought about over the years, and I just thought I'd share my thoughts. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. Now, when deciding to stay with a partner who has cheated on you, the first question you need to ask yourself is pretty simple. Is this the first time they've done it? If it is, then I think there could be a chance that you could let it go and continue the relationship. But if it's not the first time, absolutely end the relationship, break up with them. Because that's a sign that this is probably going to be a long-term pattern that will definitely keep going as long as you're together. So, pretty simple there. Now the next question you need to ask yourself is, can you forgive your partner? And if you can't, then don't stay in the relationship. Break up with them. Because if one person is constantly holding a grudge and holding something over the other partner, it's going to turn the relationship into something that's very toxic and not good for anyone involved. So if you can't forgive them, it's time to cut your losses. And one thing to keep in mind with this is, don't beat yourself up if you can't forgive your partner. Not wanting to give a partner a second chance after they've cheated on you, that's completely valid. And you're not a bad person if you can't do that. That's hard for anyone. Ultimately, you have to do what's right for you. Now, the last question you need to ask yourself is arguably the most important. Can you trust your partner again? Do you think that you can get to a point where you trust your partner completely, that you believe beyond the shadow of a doubt that they will never cheat on you again? Because I don't think I need to say that if you can't do that, then the relationship is not going to work out. No relationship can survive without trust. And listen, I'm not saying you need to trust your partner right away. Honestly, that's probably going to be a process for both of you, especially on the part of the cheating partner, because they are really going to have to put in some work to earn your trust and deserve you and to prove that. But anyways, guys, those are the 3 main questions you need to ask yourself. And again, if you can't say yes to all 3 of these questions, then personally, I don't think you should stay with a partner who's cheated on you. Now, the last thing I want to say on this, though, is whether you decide to stay with a partner who's cheated on you or not, it's not a reflection on your character. You're not a bad person if you can't forgive your partner, and you're not a weak person if you decide to give them another chance. Ultimately, you are the only one who will be able to know what the right choice is. And A lot of people will have opinions one way or the other, but ultimately, it's your decision, and you need to do what's right for you. But anyway, y'all, that's kind of all I have to say on it, so I hope it's helped. Maybe it's given you some clarification, and I'll talk to you next time.